Check the Wendy's race menu. What's upcoming as we continue to follow the race for the championship on TNT and NBC. Next week, Kansas City, 12:30 Eastern Time, followed by Talladega, perhaps the biggest wild card remaining in the chase for the championship.
I'll tell you what, the drivers all here in that EA Sports 500 at Talladega. Marty, what you got going for us?
Well, Mark Martin gained a lot of positions on the track, Benny, because of a two-tire stop. We didn't think we'd see that today, guys, did we? But Mark's team said the car's been great. The track position has been terrible, so we needed some. So we went for 2 tires.
Well, I think the reason we probably saw to get away with this time is to only have, what, 20-some laps on their tires. So
a perfect time to do it if you're going to gamble on it.
That was a good move.
Yeah, 23 laps since they changed them last, and not all those under the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads. Jimmy Johnson second. Mark Martin now third. Ricky Craven fourth. Dale Jarrett fifth. Rest of the top 10. Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd, Bill Elliott, Jeff Green, and Kurt Busch. Rusty Wallace is 14th. Ryan Newman is 25th.
So Mark is getting a lot of pressure right now. Mark Craven blew by him on the high side.
And here comes Jarrett on the inside.
Yeah.
For the first 4 or 5 laps on these newer tires, these other guys are going to be faster. The question is, how much ground does Mark give up until it evens out?
Yeah, that's right. That's what everyone talked about. The first few laps, they're much faster. After about 10 or 15 laps, the tires that they used here in June might actually have been faster than these cars because they do continue to slow down and give up some speed.
Well, let's see. Bill Elliott by Mark for 7. Here comes Jeff Green. Ooh, he's going to close the door on him. Jeremy Mayfield. Mark's a little wide.
And Jeremy's stuck behind the car of Mark right now. He's wanting to get down that low lane.
It's Elliott Sadler in the 21 to Mark's inside. You're on board with Elliott. Okay, for now, settled back in the 11th place. Here comes Jeff Burton on Jeremy Mayfield just behind Mark.
And that's the break that Mark Martin needed to let these guys get side by side, give him a little bit of break, get back on the bottom of the racetrack, and then in a few laps, hopefully those tires that he have will be equal to the other cars.
Rusty wanting to get through quickly. Hey, Bill, what's going on with Rusty?
Wally obviously trying to fight his way back to the front after that last pit stop when he went over the front line in the pit stall, then had to back up. When these cars came down pit road for the first time today under caution, NASCAR warned the drivers not to drive through any pits to get into theirs. That means Rusty had to be careful not to drive through the 8 to get into his pit. On the second round of stops, Rusty was aware of that again, and that contributed to going over the line. A lot of times that's the best pit stall to have, but on a narrow pit road, it can be a handicap when you have to get around another stall. They had a great conversation on the radio. They talked about what happened. Then Bill Wilbur and his crew chief and Rusty gave a confidence talk to each other, saying we'll be up front when it matters at the end. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was just to say, Bill, complicating.
Oh, we got somebody sideways.
Todd Bodine, Jeff Gordon heading for the inside wall. Everybody else gets through.
But you can see
that's trouble.
Considerable damage to the 24 car, DuPont car.
He stayed on the lead lap, if that matters.
I don't think that's going to matter.
Not going to matter a great deal because you can see that that's the angle that front end was going. It's supposed to be kind of like that.
And Gordon goes right to the garage.
Left rear tires flat.
So that's the 5th place driver in the championship. Just 67 points from the lead starting the race, and he was back in that traffic we were talking about.
See John Andretti down on the bottom of Todd Bodine. I couldn't tell if there's any contact there or not.
Didn't look like it.
Well, I might disagree with you there.
See some damage to the rear of Andretti's car as well. I think Jeff Gordon got in the back of John Andretti's car. But we'll be able to see this a time or two again.
On board Todd's car.
Clear, clear, clear.
By that angle, I would say he got hit.
And I'd also say he wasn't clear.
Yeah. If he did get hit, he certainly wasn't clear.
Stop back on you, Todd. Keep digging, keep digging. Keep digging.
Ryan Newman barely squeezing through.
All right, here we go. That's first angle again. Did the 43 nip the 26?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he did.
Just like I said the first time.
Todd just lost it.
Well, okay.
It's 2 against 1, Alan, so you lose.
I'm outvoted on this one. Todd Bodine and Jeff Gordon in trouble. Caution's out again at Dover. Back at Dover, 1 lap before the restart. In today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, here's our Little Debbie trivia quiz. Who was the last driver to win first races back-to-back? Thinking about Ryan Newman last week.
Well, I have to disqualify myself because I asked that question this morning and someone told me the answer.
I wouldn't have got it right.
Wow. 1964, Billy Wade. Bill Weber.
Well, back here in the garage with Jeff Gordon, the crew working on the car. First of all, tell us what happened.
Well, we shouldn't have been back there in the first place. I tell you, our season's been pretty interesting. You know, it just seems like when, you know, just when we seem to get some momentum, things going, you know, then it goes back downhill. And, you know, we weren't very good, but we were just trying to make adjustments and get the car back up, you know, in contention and out of where I was. And unfortunately, where I was in the middle of a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to be around. And Todd Bodine, I don't know if he got help or what, he turned sideways and, you know, I checked up and nobody checked up behind me and spun me, and, you know, it's going to ruin our day, but we'll get back out there.
You won at Kansas a year ago. We go there next week. Can you recapture championship momentum at this point?
I'm going to have to, aren't I? Because if I don't win there, I mean, we got to get something going our way. You know, we had a glimpse of hope for the championship, and these last 3 weeks have been horrible.
Back under the green flag, Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading. Jimmy Johnson is second. And putting a lot of pressure on Jr. for that top spot. Taking a look.
Junior slides up the track. Not enough.
Yep. Jimmy Johnson won here back in June. Comes into the race third in the championship. Just 40 points out of the lead. Craven up there having a good run, huh?
Yes, he is having a terrific run.
A couple of guys that were in front of him had trouble that helped his track position a little. Rusty and Ryan, but still. Got to be able to take advantage of it.
And he's right there on the back bumper of the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. Talking about the 32 of Ricky Craven. And DJ, he's just the old veteran. He's back there watching all this.
He's watching, but so is Tony Stewart. I don't think he'll stay back here long and watch. He can help it.
Listening to Jimmy Johnson's team on the radio a minute ago, just after that last pit stop.
Awesome job, boys. You're on. You guys are on. That's two very low 13-second stops in a row. Great job. Damn, you guys are good.
That was Chad Knaus, the first guy, and then Jimmy Johnson echoing his statement.
Jimmy Johnson falling back off Dale Jr. now after a first couple laps. And into the clutches of Maynard, Ricky Craven. Well, well, well.
How about that?
As they're running right now on the track, that would be the championship standings.
Wow, that's big. For a Rebestos rookie to be leading the point standings at this time of the season would be kind of incredible. But this race certainly isn't over.
Talked with Jimmy Johnson earlier in the weekend about, hey, you're a rookie. Can you really think seriously about winning the championship right now?
You know, we're not supposed to be in the position we're in. We're not supposed to win a championship. We're not supposed to do a lot of things. We're not supposed to win 2 races in a rookie year, but we have. And, you know, I'm trying to be realistic about it all as well, and don't think that, you know, coming in this, didn't think I had a shot at the championship. And I've thought that through the season, but here we are with 9 to go, and we're only 40 out. So it's a reality, and we need to look at it and do what we've done the rest of the season that we have done to get ourselves to this point and collect max points. And who knows? We'll see what happens. If we're sitting at the head table in New York, it's going to be big.
I mean, he says you're not supposed to. It's more like nobody expects you to.
Exactly.
You know, but when you've got a good team, you've got the talent that that team has, you know, when they did, it really wasn't a big surprise.
Backed up a spot there. Ricky Craven got around him for second.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr., the A car, just driven away from these guys. Matt, what are they saying about Johnson's car in the pit area?
Well, Benny, they really feel like they've got a very good car, but they're going to let the 8 car go early, and then they feel like the 8 will come back to them. But let me ask you a question, Benny. Back when you were running for championships, did you or anybody else ever play mind games with the other competitors?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Well, that's exactly what Chad Knaus was doing this morning. He was walking through the garage about 5 minutes after he told me his car was great. He had a sway bar and a big spring, and I said, I thought you told me your car was good. He says, it's just propaganda. Because I'm playing with everybody's minds. They see me changing a lot of stuff, and they're going to start to get worried and think maybe, hey, we're out to lunch, or maybe they are too.
So misinformation, right?
Misinformation can be the best information, especially in a championship chase for a team that really shouldn't be here, but they are.
There's Tony underneath Dale Jarrett.
Big orange,
guys.
Big orange is rolling, isn't he? Tony Stewart started 23rd. He just took 3rd from Jarrett.
Look at that. I mean, just put 2 car lengths on Jarrett there in the center of the corner.
And there's just absolutely no arguing with Tony Stewart's record here at Dover. His career average finish here is 4th.
And see, all these cars have moved up the racetrack, except Tony Stewart.
Right.
He's still right on the bottom of the racetrack.
I still think the guy that has a car that can stay on the bottom is going to be the fastest car here, but there aren't enough grooves here where you can get around the high side and you can actually race up to them.
Stewart is 2.5 seconds behind Dale Earnhardt Jr., the race leader. Coming up on a quarter distance today in the MBNA All-American Heroes 400 at Dover. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.